Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel for the first of the weekly weigh-in reboot. So I actually went back on my channel to figure out when the last time I filmed a weekly weigh-in video was, and it was August 16th, 2016. So it has been just about a year since I last filmed a weekly weigh-in, but I am excited to get this series going again. This is how it is going to work. The weekly weigh-in is obviously when I hop online and talk about my weekly weigh-in. My weigh-in day for Weight Watchers is on Friday. It has been for as long as I can remember, and I really find that weighing in on Fridays works for me. So what I will do is on Friday, after I get a chance to get myself a little bit put together at least, I will hop on camera and have essentially kind of a mini online Weight Watchers meeting with you, I suppose. For now, it's going to just be a filmed video, but perhaps at some point in the future we could actually do a live stream and sit and chat with one another. How cool would that be? But for today, we are here. I am sitting in my office in front of my regular filming setup, and we're going to talk about my first weekly weigh-in of 2017. If you watch my vlogs, you know that a week ago I flat out recommitted to Weight Watchers. I had never stopped, but I have been quite honestly half-assing the program for quite some time now. Quite some time. And I just haven't been seeing any progress, and it's completely and totally my fault. I know it is, and I just was fed up. I'm like, you know what, Brianna, enough is enough. You did it once, you can do it again. Granted, the last time I did it was on Points Plus, but for some reason, there's that part of me that is not willing to give up on Smart Points because I love the idea of the plan and the whole healthy eating thing that it tries to encourage, as opposed to just finding the things that work for you. It really truly encourages less sugar and less fat and a lot more protein and just healthier choices overall. So for some reason I can't let go of that and switch back to Points Plus, even though my husband even encouraged me to do it. He's like, you know what, if that's where you had your success, why don't you just go back? And I have the app for it on my phone, and I can't pull the trigger. So I decided to recommit, give Smart Points a 100% chance, and this week was the first week that I have done it for an entire week, and I'm going to share my results with you. So I decided that I'm going to just be flat out completely honest with you guys, because there's no point in not being honest. We're all here to learn, we're all here to grow, and we're all here to reach our goals. And you guys are essentially my public accountability, and hopefully me keeping myself accountable to you guys will also help inspire and encourage you guys on your weight loss and healthy living journeys. So I'm going to use real numbers with you, not just pounds gained and pounds lost. So here's the rundown. For those of you that don't know, this is my second time working my way down on Weight Watchers. My highest weight was 192 pounds, and I got all the way down to 135 pounds in November of 2012. I had to think about that for a second. 2012. And once I buckled down and did it, I did that in just about a year, which was awesome. That was 57 pounds gone, and I kept it off for the most part. I gained maybe 5 pounds back, but it was okay because 135 actually looked a little bit too scrawny on me. So gaining a couple pounds back was fine. But in 2015 is when things kind of went off the rails, and I blame the trip that my husband and I took to Japan as the beginning of my downfall. And it wasn't just a trip like a vacation. We lived there for 10 weeks and I did not take it well. It was very difficult for me. We went because he wanted to travel abroad in business school, and I came along for the ride because I refused to be away from my husband for 10 weeks. The problem with that was, while he had all of his buddies and English-speaking people to go hang out with, the other exchange students, I had nobody. I was the only significant other that came along, and I was in a place with a language I didn't know, and it wasn't like it was English characters. The characters were completely different. The way of eating was completely different. It was the middle of winter, and I hate winter, and I had no method of transportation except my own 2 feet. It was just a lot of things that caused a lot of stress, and the only thing I found to do was to explore the food scene there. And that was really the start of my downfall. So I went from my highest weight of 192 all the way down to 135. Since then, my weight went up a little bit, down a little bit, and now I have kind of found myself in this little equilibrium for the last year of somewhere between 167 and 170 pounds. And as of I'm tired of this crap, I'm resetting my Weight Watchers mindset date of last week, my weigh-in was 170.2, so essentially 170 pounds. So while it is far away from my goal, it is not back up to me gaining all of the weight I had lost, which is incredible in and of itself. I started at 192, so I'm still down 22 pounds from my highest weight, which is great, but I skimped right back up to about gaining back half of the weight that I had lost. So first, let's get to the weigh-in for today. Last week I was 170.2. Today I weighed in at 168.8 for a first week's back on track loss of 1.4 pounds. It's not a huge loss, but you know what? I will take it, and here's why. First of all, if you guys have been watching my vlogs, you know that I had a little bit of a struggle with getting on the scale yesterday, which was Thursday, and it was after a Wednesday of significant weight training and eating some sushi, and I was way bloated, and I knew better than to step on the scale, and I was up like 3 pounds. I was in like 172 land, and I was like, what happened? I knew better, and I knew that it was gonna go down, and look what happened. It totally went back down. I was expecting a little bit of a bigger loss for my first week back on track, but I'm also in the middle of PMSing. Like, we're talking, almost had an emotional breakdown because my husband told me he wanted to spend a significant amount of time at the gym this weekend, type of thing. Like this morning, I got a notification that said, your period's gonna start soon, and I went, great, I don't even feel like I'm PMSing at all. And then I got this text message from my husband, and I almost burst into tears. And I was like, all right, maybe I'm a little bit hormonal, just a little bit, which means that PMS is here in full force, which is probably one reason that I didn't lose a little bit more. And maybe I'm still experiencing a little bit of bloat from Wednesday's life choices of weight training and sushi. Either way, it's completely okay. 1.4 pounds lost in 1 week is exactly where the Weight Watchers plan wants you, in the between 1 to 2 pounds a week as your average, steady, you can do this long-term weight loss. So I'm not mad, not even a little. I think it's great. I'm feeling really good about that, and I'm looking forward to what the next week is going to bring. So one of the things I'm thinking for the format of the weekly weigh-in videos is a topic of discussion, much like at a Weight Watchers meeting. So I want you guys to let me know, what kind of things do you want to hear me talk about as the weekly weigh-ins go on? My goal is to do these every single week because I think it would be very beneficial for me, for accountability purposes, and for you guys, because you guys come to my channel for this kind of content. So the one thing I wanted to talk about this week is the concept of busyness. And again, if you guys have been watching my vlogs, you know that I kind of set a schedule for myself this week. For those of you that don't know, I am a stay-at-home housewife. My only gig is puppy mommying and running the house while my husband travels for work, and then I have this YouTube channel and a blog that goes along with it. So that is my job, but it is not bringing in enough income for me to consider it an actual job. My first priority is being a housewife. So knowing that, it is very easy for me to get very lax with my schedule, or lack thereof schedule, and I can find myself getting up in the morning and putzing around on my phone and being lazy and whatnot, and all of a sudden it's 11 o'clock and I'm trying to drag myself to go to the gym and blah blah blah, and then I'm cursing the day because it's 5 or 6 p.m. and I haven't sat down to do anything for my blog or YouTube channel yet, and the day just gets away from me and I just curse everything, and I've been hating it. So this past week I actually decided to set a schedule, much like I used to have in college and after college when I held down several jobs. At one point I worked at a music school teaching voice lessons 4 days a week. This is when I was in North Carolina with my husband. We were newlyweds at the time. So I worked at this music school in Chapel Hill. I worked at Kohl's, and I was a Weight Watchers leader. And I would go to the gym. And I somehow found time to start my blog up. And it was a lot less of a name than it is now, but I was still trying to do it. And I had a husband to take care of and whatnot. And I felt like I was much more on point. I was able to maintain my weight, give or take 5 pounds, and everything seemed to be going really smoothly. And I was like, man, I gotta get back to that. Or in college, when I felt like I was doing everything, rehearsals, practicing, homework, and going to the gym. I lost a significant amount of weight and then gained some of it back in college too. And I think it was due to the fact that I was so regimented and on a schedule, I didn't really have a choice. So I decided to implement that into my life this week, and I found out that it worked really well. My goal was to set an alarm for 7 o'clock in the morning, and if I got up early, fine. And I actually found that several days this week I was up in the 6 o'clock hour. Once I got up at 6, once I got up at 6:40, and it felt great. And then I had to be out the door for the gym by 8 o'clock. and I had to have my butt in this office chair by 11 o'clock. Now, I never actually started work on time, but the idea was there, the momentum was there, and then when I sat down, I was able to work until 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. And keeping that schedule, what I found and how it's relevant to this video now is because of that crazy schedule that I put myself on, I have a Google Calendar with everything laid out, I found that I didn't think about food and eating nearly as much as I do normally. And I also found that when I was focused on other things, I wasn't nearly as hungry. Like right now, it is 2:40 p.m. and I have not even had lunch yet. And I don't know if it's the combination of the PMS and the emotional breakdown and being busy, but I have no appetite. I just want to keep going. Is this what happens for you? When you are busy, when you are consumed with other things to do you worry about what you're eating more or do you worry less? Does your day just get away from you and all of a sudden you're like, 20 points left and it's 6 p.m. I'm very, very curious, but because I didn't really sit down and think of a topic for this video, that was really the only thing I could come up with because I had success this week. And the only thing I really changed this week, other than making conscious good choices in my food, was scheduling my time, which included scheduling time at the gym. So I got a workout in every day for one. I went even on days I didn't feel like it because it was in the schedule. And then I kept myself busy doing work, creating content, getting things ready to work ahead, and the day gets away from me. And it's awesome. And all of a sudden I'm left with 20 points at dinner and I'm allowed to splurge on sushi because I can afford it, right? So I don't know. That's my thought on this for this week. Like I said, I was down 1.4 pounds. I'm quite proud and I'm really excited to see what momentum this brings on moving forward because my goal, my ultimate goal, I do not have a goal weight yet. Fact, I do not have a goal weight in mind yet because like I said, 135 ended up being too skinny for me. So while I'm trying to lose, I want to also focus on weight training and getting stronger. And if I'm gaining muscle, that could result in higher numbers on the scale, but a trimmer and leaner body. And so I don't know what magic number I'm going to be like, okay, this is good, I'm done. I don't know if that's going to be 150. I don't know if that's going to be 140 or back down to 135. I honestly have no idea. So for now, I'm just focusing on making the number go down. And when I decide on a goal weight, I of course will let you guys know. So my ultimate goal, while I do not have a goal weight in mind right now, is to be down to said goal weight by January 1, 2018, which will roughly be about 25 pounds. And basically my motivator for that is I have a series that I want to do come January 2018 called New Year, New Me. And my motivation to be able to do the things I want to do in New Year, New Me is to get this body back in shape and get to where I want to be. Because I know that your weight is not supposed to define you, blah, blah, blah. I understand all of that and I'm comfortable the way I am now, but I can't help but know. I know because I've been there. I know that my confidence will be a little bit greater, my body will move a little bit better, and I think that getting back to goal will just open up a lot more opportunities for me mentally, which will help me really fully embrace the new year, new you, which is why getting down to my goal weight is the goal by January 1st. So that's everything for Weekly Weigh-In 2.0 episode 1. Let me know in the comments below how your week has been going on Weight Watchers or whatever healthy eating plan and healthy living plan you are doing. And let me know your suggestions for weekly weigh-ins to come because I of course want to create content that you guys want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy September! Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I have a leaves candle burning right there. I've been saving it for September 1st and I'm so excited about it. Leaves is my favorite fall scent and it's just bringing me so much joy. I've got a plaid shirt on. I'm all about fall right now. So happy September. Thank you for watching. Take care, be healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.